One half. What if I told you the guy mopping floors at the hospital just asked out the one woman who could change his entire life? You're about to hear a story that proves sometimes the biggest risks lead to the biggest rewards. A janitor, a nurse, and one dance invitation that nobody saw coming. Stick around because what happens next will make you believe in taking chances again. So picture this. It's a regular Tuesday night at Memorial Hospital. The waiting room is quiet except for the hum of fluorescent lights and the occasional beep from down the hallway. There's this guy named Marcus, 24 years old, pushing a mop bucket across the floor. Blue scrubs, blue gloves, blue bucket. Everything about him screams invisible. You know the type. The person you walk past every single day but never really see. Marcus has been working at this hospital for 2 years now, night shifts mostly, mopping floors, cleaning bathrooms, emptying trash bins. It's not glamorous work, but it pays the bills. Well, barely. He's taking online classes during the day, trying to get his business degree, surviving on 3 hours of sleep and gas station coffee. His apartment is a studio with a mattress on the floor and a microwave that only works when you hit it twice on the left side. But here's the thing about Marcus. Despite everything, he's got this smile. Not the fake customer service smile, the real one, the kind that reaches his eyes and makes you feel like maybe the world isn't so bad after all. Then there's Emma. She's a nurse on the 3rd floor. 23 years old with her hair always tied back in this perfect bun, walking through the halls with purpose, like she's got somewhere important to be. Which she does, because she's saving lives while Marcus is mopping up spilled coffee. Emma's been at Memorial for about 6 months. She's good at her job. Really good. Patients love her. Other nurses respect her. Doctors actually listen when she talks. But here's what nobody at the hospital knows. Emma's last name is Whitmore, as in Whitmore Medical Group, as in her father owns half the hospitals in the state, including the one where she's currently checking vitals and adjusting IV drips. She doesn't tell people. Why would she? The second someone finds out who her dad is, everything changes. Suddenly, she's not Emma, the hardworking nurse. She's Emma, the rich girl playing dress-up. So she keeps quiet, drives a used Toyota, and rents a normal apartment like everyone else. Marcus notices Emma around month 3 of her being there. Hard not to. She's the only person who actually makes eye contact with him. Most staff look right through janitors like they're part of the wallpaper. But Emma, she says good morning. Asks how his night's going. One time she bought him coffee from the cafeteria when she saw him looking exhausted. It's been 4 months since that coffee. 4 months of Marcus working up the courage to do something that terrifies him more than anything else. He wants to ask her out. See, there's this hospital charity dance coming up in 2 weeks. It's a big deal. Formal event, raise money for pediatric care, all the staff gets invited. Marcus wasn't planning to go. Why would he? He can't afford the ticket, doesn't own a suit, and definitely doesn't fit in with doctors and nurses who actually make real money. But he can't stop thinking about Emma, and he can't shake this feeling that if he doesn't ask her now, he never will. So on this particular Tuesday night, after giving himself approximately 700 pep talks, Marcus sees Emma sitting alone in the waiting room during her break. This is it. This is the moment. He walks over, mop bucket wheels squeaking against the clean floor. Emma looks up from her phone. She smiles. That same warm smile she always gives him. Hey Marcus, long night? His throat feels like sandpaper. His heart is pounding so hard he's pretty sure she can hear it. But he pushes through. Emma, I know this is random, and you can totally say no. But there's that charity dance in 2 weeks, and I was wondering if maybe you'd want to go with me as my date. The words tumble out faster than he planned. Not smooth at all, but they're out there now. Can't take them back. Emma's eyes go wide. For 3 seconds that feel like 3 hours, she just stares at him. Marcus is already preparing for the rejection, already crafting the joke he'll make to play it off, already planning which route he'll take to avoid her for the rest of his employment. Then Emma smiles. Not the polite smile, the real one. I'd love to. Marcus nearly drops the mop. Seriously? Yeah, seriously. That actually sounds really fun. They exchange numbers, make plans to meet there. Marcus floats through the rest of his shift like he's walking on clouds instead of hospital linoleum. Over the next 2 weeks, something shifts. They start texting, nothing heavy, just random stuff, memes, complaints about their days. Emma sends him a photo of the worst vending machine sandwich she's ever seen. Marcus sends back a picture of a spill in room 304 with the caption, "Modern Art." They're becoming friends, real friends. And Marcus starts to realize this isn't just about finding a date to a dance. He actually likes this girl. Like, really likes her. But there's a problem. Actually, several problems. First, Marcus doesn't own anything remotely appropriate for a formal event. Second, he's got exactly $43 in his checking account until next payday. Third, he's starting to panic because what if Emma expects some fancy restaurant before the dance? What if she expects him to act like he belongs in a room full of successful medical professionals? He almost cancels, types out the text 3 different times. "Hey, something came up, so sorry," but he can't do it. He can't let fear win. So Marcus does what he has to do. He goes to the thrift store and finds a suit that almost fits. $10. He borrows his roommate's dress shoes. He watches YouTube videos on how to tie a tie. And on the night of the dance, he shows up at the hotel venue 40 minutes early because he's terrified of being late. Emma arrives right on time, and Marcus forgets how to breathe. She's wearing this simple blue dress, nothing over the top, but she looks incredible. She sees him waiting by the entrance, and her whole face lights up. "You clean up nice," she says. "You too. I mean, you look amazing. I mean, you always look good. I mean..." She laughs and links her arm through his. "Come on, let's go inside." The ballroom is exactly as intimidating as Marcus imagined. Crystal chandeliers, live band, tables with more forks than any human should need. Emma guides him to a table, and suddenly they're sitting with other nurses and a couple of doctors. Everyone's polite to Marcus, but he can feel the questions. Who is this guy? Why is Emma here with the janitor? Marcus tries to ignore it, tries to focus on Emma, and honestly, once he relaxes, it's actually fun. They talk about everything. She tells him about growing up with 2 brothers who made her life miserable. He tells her about his mom who worked 3 jobs to raise him and his sister. They laugh about hospital gossip. They argue about which Marvel movie is the best. Then the dancing starts. Marcus admits he has no idea what he's doing. Emma says she doesn't care. They make fools of themselves on the dance floor, and it's perfect. At some point, one of the doctors approaches their table. Older guy, confident stride. He looks at Emma with this weird expression. "Emma Whitmore, didn't expect to see you here." Marcus notices Emma tense up. "Whitmore, why does that name sound familiar?" The doctor continues. "Does your father know you're here? Should probably let him know his daughter's having a good time at one of his hospitals." And just like that, the bubble bursts. Marcus turns to Emma. She won't meet his eyes. "Your father owns the hospital?" Emma nods slowly. "He owns several. 2 halves hospitals. I didn't tell you because it doesn't matter. I'm just a nurse. I work the same shifts as everyone else." Marcus sits back in his chair. His mind is racing. She's rich, like really rich. And he asked her out thinking she was just a regular nurse struggling with student loans and rent like everyone else their age. "Why'd you say yes?" he asked quietly. "You could have gone with anyone. Why me?" Emma finally looks at him, really looks at him. "Because you're the only person at that hospital who sees me. Not my last name, not my father's money, just me. You bought me a candy bar from the vending machine last month because you said I looked stressed. Do you remember that? It cost $1, but it meant more to me than any expensive gift I've ever gotten. You see me, Marcus. That's why I said yes." The honesty in her voice hits him hard. This whole time he's been worried about not being good enough for her, about being just a janitor with nothing to offer. But she's been dealing with her own stuff. Different problems, but problems nonetheless. Marcus reaches across the table and takes her hand. "I'm still glad I asked you." Emma squeezes back. "I'm glad you did too." They leave the dance early. Not because it's awkward, but because they'd rather just talk. They end up at a 24-hour diner, still in their formal clothes, eating pancakes at midnight. Emma tells him why she didn't want anyone knowing about her family. Marcus tells her about his dreams of opening his own business someday. They talk until the sun starts coming up. Here's the truth. Marcus didn't know Emma was a CEO's daughter, and Emma didn't care that Marcus was a janitor taking online classes. They just saw each other as people. 2 people trying to figure out life. 2 people who took a chance on something real. 6 months later, Marcus gets accepted into a better business program. Emma's there when he finds out, screaming louder than he is. A year later, Marcus lands an internship at a startup. Emma brings champagne to celebrate in his tiny apartment. 2 years later, they're still together, still supporting each other, still proving that sometimes the best things happen when you ask someone to be your date to a dance. If this story hit different, you need to watch what's coming up next. Trust me on this one.